Good morning, everyone. I'm Joanna Rose F. Pinarubia, and today I will present a case analysis on CMTA Sections 100 to 110, anchored on the Supreme Court ruling GR number 9426 to May 31, 1991. So, the purpose of this presentation is to understand when importation begins and ends, determine liability for customs duties and taxes, and apply jurisprudence to a factual scenario involving XYZ University. So the next slide is learning objective. So first is analyze MTA section 100 to 110 using jurisprudence. 2 is determine when importation begins and ends. 3 is establish liability for customs duties and taxes. 4 is apply jurisprudence to a factual custom scenario. 5 is present a structured legal analysis in academic format. So, what is the case background? So, brief summary of the facts is XYZ University imported laboratory equipment from South Korea. The shipment arrived at the port of Davao but was held in customs custody due to an internal procurements issue. At the time, no import entry had been filed and no customs duties or taxes were paid. The district collector demanded payment while the university argued that importation had not yet begun. So, what is identification of parties? So, the parties involved are XYZ University, the importer, and the district collector of the Port of Davao, representing the Bureau of Customs. So, statement of the main customs issue. The main issue is whether importations had legally begun and whether XYZ University is liable for customs duties and taxes despite not filing an import entry or having the goods formally released. So next is legal issues. So, the case raises three key legal question is when does importation officially begin? Is the importer liable if no import entry was filed and goods not released? Can internal procurement issues delay the starts of importation? So these questions form the foundations for analyzing the university legal obligation. So, the applicable law. So, CMTA Section 100 defines importation as bringing goods into Philippines for domestic use and establish scope of import activity. And Section 101 to 105 govern the procedure requirements for importation such as filing import entries, submitting supporting documents, and declaring goods. Section 106 to 110, duty or tax assessments, goods custody, release conditions, outlines revenue collection, and control measures. So the purpose of the law, together these sections regulated trade, protect government revenue, and uphold customs control over imported goods. Next one is jurisprudence applied. So, GR number 94262 May 31, 1991. So, the Supreme Court ruled that importation begins when goods enter Philippines territory with the intent to unload. It ends only upon the payment of duties and taxes and lawful release by customs authorities. So the filing of import entry or payment is not required to trigger the starts of importations. So next is application of jurisprudence. So application to XYZ University, in this case, the laboratory equipment physically entered the Philippines and was unloaded at the port of Davao based on the Supreme Court ruling. Importation had already commenced regardless of the university's internal procurements delays or the absence of an import entry. So, the legal analysis Iraq or method. So issue is when those importation begin and XYZ university liable. So rule is under CMTA section 102 GR number 94 to 6.2, importation starts upon entry of goods into Philippines territory with the intent to unload. Duties and taxes become immediately due even if procedural requirements are not yet complete. So application is the equipment entered the Philippines and was unloaded at the port. Despite no import entry or payment of duties, the physical entry and intent to unload meet the Supreme Court's definitions of importation. So, uh, consequently, XYZ University is liable for customs duties and taxes, and internal administrative issues cannot suspend this legal obligation. So, conclusion is importation begin when the goods arrive and were unloaded. Therefore, XYZ University is legally liable for customs duties and taxes. So, conclusions and broker's advice. So, conclusion is importation began upon entry duties and taxes are legally owned. So, based on CMTA Section 100 to 110 and the Supreme Court Doctrine XYZ Universities, imported equipment is subject to customs duties and taxes. The internal procurement issue does not excuse non-payment or delayed. By following these steps, XYZ University can comply with the law, minimize penalties, and ensure smoother import operation in the future. So this is the broker advice. So number one is pay duties and taxes promptly. Number two is improve internal procurement procedures. Three is coordinate with customs for lease. Four is consider lawful options for settlement or payment plans or appeal. So, this is the reference. So, content is Customs Modernizations and Tariff Act Section 100 to 110. Second is Supreme Court ruling GR number 94262, May 31, 1991. So, in summary, the CMTA provision and Supreme Court jurisprudence make it clear that importation begins upon physical entry with intent to unload, and duties and taxes are immediately due. This case highlight the importance of understanding importations rules and coordinating properly with customs authorities. Thank you for your attention.